Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's 100-lapper. J.J. Yaley will be on the pole in 91 and Bobby East alongside in 19. Tony Stewart will start in third position, flanked by Michael Lewis. In the third row, it's Casey Kane and Dave Steele, the defending champion. The Carter brothers are in row number 4. Dane on the inside and Cole on the outside. Row number 5, Aaron Fike in car number 32 and Danny Eberts in the 44. Back of them, we have Leffler and Rodella, Rodriguez and Scott, Payton and Darlin, Wise and Beach, A.J. Fike and Ron Gregory. Then Tracy Hines starting way back in the 21st position with Tony Hunt. Mark DeBeaumont and James Chesson will start 23rd and 24th. And Tony Abe and Shane Hollingsworth. Bud Kading and Billy Weiss, Aaron Pierce and Mike Hess in the next to the last row. And in the last position, Tom Hessert in car number 5. 34, the 2002 edition of the Turkey Night Grand Prix is underway at Irwindale Speedway in California. And look at the traffic through turns 1 and 2, and the front row staying right together all the way through the first 3/4 of the first lap.
Well, the first 4 rows all still running side by side like they're running a 100-mile-an-hour pace lap.
The first lap was led by Bobby East, but only by inches. Yaley second, then Stewart and Lewis, Kane and Steele, and everybody still running very close together on the racetrack. In fact, they're 3 abreast for second.
And you can see Tony Stewart clear on the bottom. Michael Lewis in that orange number 11 went around the top, and he's the guy that came out on top of those 3 cars. He's now in second position.
That is Michael Lewis, running right down at the bottom of the racetrack as he tries to chase down Bobby East. That's Tony Stewart running back there in the 4th position. Now, these white cars are going to be very difficult to distinguish between. However, Tony Stewart is going to be easy because he has a yellow nose on the front end of his car. Meanwhile, it's still East, Lewis, Kane, and Stewart running in the top 4 spots.
That's J.J. Yaley running back there in 3rd position, trying to move up. He gets into the corner real good, but he doesn't get off the corner good enough to take that position away.
Josh Wise is running in 17th position. You can see the incredible amount of traffic that's up ahead of him. Teddy Beach is the car immediately ahead of him. He won the most recent Thunder we had at South Boston, Virginia. And just to the inside of him would be A.J. Fike.
Yeah, and he's also right in the middle of the rookie race, too. He and Ron Gregory, the 2 guys running very closely. Oh, look right there, Beach. Almost got him into Josh Wise. Bob Stroud Memorial Award goes to the Rookie of the Year in this division. It will either be Beach or Gregory. As we watch Josh Wise now negotiate this 1/2-mile racetrack. That is still A.J. Fike right up ahead of him, or to the left of him, I should say. And there's the 38 car, the 36 car, Brian Scott, also battling with Josh Wise. Josh Wise, you can see he gets into the corner on the outside. He makes a lot of progress through the first half of the corner. Then coming off the corner, he pushes the front end real bad right there. You can see he had the wheels turned hard left and just could not make that pass because he got a front end push.
Josh Wise currently 6th in the Western Midget points. Meanwhile, we have a good battle for the 3rd position as Tony Stewart and Casey Kane are wheel to wheel. Up ahead of them, Michael Lewis running 2nd, and Bobby East continuing to lead this event with now 10 of the 100 laps completed. And is there a situation in which these drivers will be cautious and take it a little bit easy during the early part of the race?
Well, you would think they would. You heard Bobby East say you want to take care of his brakes and take care of his tires. The most important thing is to take care of your tires. You don't want to have to slide around out there and use your tires up early in this event.
Michael Lewis looked to the inside that time with the 19 car driven by Bobby East, but continues to run in 2nd. And look behind Josh Wise. All kinds of traffic. That red number 22 is Gregory. That's 19th, 20th, and 21st. Also in the mix of that thing is Tracy Hines. There is Bud Kading in the yellow, bright yellow number 57 car. And that is Chesson down there to the right. Oh, look at Gregory come right up on Wise.
Well, Wise got on the brakes. That was the smoke you saw. He got on his brakes, and everybody almost...
Oh, he did again.
Yeah.
gets into the corner, he gets on the brakes real hard.
Meanwhile, we continue to have a good battle up front, as now Casey Kane goes to the high side of the racetrack. Doesn't make any progress there, however, but it's a good battle between him and the number 11 car. Look at this, 3 wide as Tony Stewart is just watching from 4th position.
Yeah, Bobby East, your leader, was last year's Don Facile Rookie of the Year winner here at Turkey Night. He looks like he's a very quick learner. Went from Rookie of the Year to leading this baby for the first few laps.
But can you imagine all of this experience behind him? He's a youngster, but a lot of experience behind him. And now Casey Kane goes to the top side of the racetrack, and he and Lewis are now going to battle for the lead.
Yeah, Lewis went around too. Casey Kane's got a very interesting line. He goes very high into the corner, kind of diamonds the corner, and still gets off very well. A lot of guys who are running up there on that top groove aren't getting off. Now then he moves down on the racetrack as Michael Lewis challenges for the lead.
Michael Lewis to the bottom of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Tony Abe, we might mention, has dropped out, and Lewis goes to the lead. Michael Lewis will lead lap number 18. So Michael Lewis, who has only 4 career USAC midget car victories and suffered a broken collarbone in a Silver Crown crash at Terre Haute in early June, has taken the lead, and a car has spun. That is Teddy Beach.
Well, that's not good news for him, because
Sid Collins, the original voice of the Indianapolis 500, talking with driver Parnelli Jones, and one of the most famous names in all of auto racing, especially here in Southern California, J.C. Agajanian, who owned Parnelli's winning car in 1963. We watched this battle on the racetrack between the 9 of Tony Stewart and the 29 of Dave Steele. That is for the 3rd position. But we welcome to the broadcast booth J.C. Agajanian Jr. and the Agajanian family is still involved in the promotion of this race. JC, always great to see you and to come out here to this great event.
Well, we thank you so much. You know, my brother Kerry Agajanian, who in fact is Tony Stewart's attorney, you guys know that. Kerry and I are very proud to continue the Agajanian tradition with Turkey Night, and some of the finest race drivers, in fact the best open wheel drivers in the country, have driven in the Turkey Night Grand Prix.
We might explain that sanitation theme that they talked about there with Sid Collins back in the 60s.
Well, it's a
a hard crash.
Oh, that's Tony Stewart.
Oh.
And the 32 car, a bike, Aaron Bike. So what a tough break.
And Tony appears to be dazed, if not unconscious. Wow. This is not the way that we had hoped this thing would go.
No.
Tony Stewart, the Winston Cup champion, has crashed hard into the wall, and the 32 car of Aaron Fike is also involved.
Yeah,
we will,
see
of course,
Aaron Fike getting out of his car.
He's a little dazed too, it looks like.
Well, this is a pretty
much okay. Here is the replay now.
Yeah, they're going to throw down into turn number 3. Look at the throttle. I think the throttle stuck on Fike's car. You can see right there, he was hard on the brakes. He was smoking the tires, and he went up across. He missed David Steele.
And of course, that was a side business. My father's main business was, of course, racing, but his father, James T. Agajanian, stayed home and ran the family businesses. Now, J.C. Agajanian, this particular race, the Turkey Night Grand Prix, ran at Gilmore back in the 30s, started in 32, and in 1950, when Gilmore closed, it sat dormant, and my father saw fit to bring the Turkey Night race back to life, and it was he that said, let's keep this tradition going, and that's why it's the 62nd running today, is because J.C. Agajanian saw fit to continue this.
And are we glad that he did that?
Yes,
Thank you for saying so.
Yeah. Great battle for the lead, as Casey Kane has been trying for the last several laps unsuccessfully, however, to take the lead from Michael Lewis.
Every time I see these two guys racing each other on the racetrack, I think of Phoenix a couple of years ago on one of our Thunder shows when Michael Lewis got around Casey Kane right near the end of the race, and Casey went down and spun him out after the race was over, and they had a few words. But anyway, it was good racing then, and it's good racing now.
And there was also a photo finish in Anderson before that. Lewis won the 2001 Copper Classic midget car feature at Phoenix International Raceway and finished 4th in the 2000 USAC Midget Car point standing. So Casey has not been all that active in USAC racing this year. He's done a variety of competition, however.
Yeah, he's run a lot of different things. He got hooked up with Ford. They've kind of put him in some different situations, but he likes coming back. He likes running the midgets, and he's always very, very competitive when he comes back and runs the midgets. And I'm sure he's having a lot of fun out there right now.
Dave Steele continues to run third, AJ Fike fourth, and Bobby East. That's the top five as 72 laps are completed. So we're coming up on the three-fourths portion of this race. 3/4 of the race almost over here.
Yeah, and you can see these first two guys have pulled out into about a half a straightaway lead over everybody else. Right now, though, Casey Kane's not waiting for the end of the race. He's trying to put a move right now, and he just can't get by Michael Lewis.
And on some of these cars, you see the bright glow from inside the right front. That, of course, are the brakes heating up, because brakes very, very important on this half-mile racetrack. 74 laps completed. It's Lewis, Kane, Steele, Fike, and East, the top five at the Turkey Night Grand Prix in Irwindale, California. Some thoughts of other drivers about winning this race as we go back to competition. 89 laps completed. We're on lap number 90. Just 10 more to go. And look at the traffic jam behind the first couple of drivers. Man, oh man, it's Lewis, Kane, Steele, and then this mess involving East and Fike and Yaley and Chesson and Rodella and others.
Yeah, and they're all racing from fourth on back, and they're all right together, and they're slip and slide, dip and dive. That's what they're doing in there right now.
Dave Steele moves into third position, but the laps are winding down, and only 9 remain now. Less than 9 laps remain as Michael Lewis has a, maybe a 6 or 8 car length advantage on second place Kane as we look back from Josh Wise's car to the number 19 of Bobby East and also J.J. Yaley.
Yeah, those two guys trying to move up, trying to get around Josh Wise so that they can get up there and challenge for the lead. But so far, they're having a little bit of trouble. There's Jason Leffler as he's trying to move around. And Jerome Rodella, who's run a nice race so far. He's moving right up there, hanging with the tall dogs.
Jerome Rodella in the car number 25 is doing a very good job. He is third in the USAC Western Midget points and won earlier this year at Madeira and was the fast qualifier at Visalia.
Yeah, that car was the car that was driven by Scully earlier in the year until he got hurt. Now Rodella's taking it over. And Jason Leffler's right on the outside, doing battle with him right now.
Rodella started in the 12th position and is currently in 8th. But look at this. Casey Kane has drawn closer now to Michael Lewis as they come down to complete lap number 96. We've got 4 to go, and Kane is making a race out of it.
Boy, he sure is. He's moved back up to that higher groove, and he runs right in the middle of the racetrack, a groove higher than Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis, as we said, he's run that bottom groove all day long, and he's not going to give it up right now. He's found a way to get around down there on that bottom side. But Casey Kane, who is ran higher than almost anybody else in the racetrack, he got a good run in that time. Diamond down, tried to cut in under, couldn't make that work though.
Casey Kane has 11 career USAC Midget car victories, looking for a big number 12 here tonight. But 98 laps are completed, just 2 more to go. And as we mentioned earlier, Michael Lewis has 4 career USAC Midget car victories. Looking for 5. They'll come down to get the white flag, this time by 1 more lap to go as they hit the start-finish line. And can Michael Lewis hold off Casey Kane's challenge and take the victory here at the Midget Car Grand Prix, the Turkey Night Grand Prix? Kane to the high side of the racetrack, but it's a little far around up there. Lewis has the better groove, and Michael Lewis wins it. Michael Lewis wins the Turkey Night Grand Prix in 2002.
Well, Casey Kane did everything he could do to win that race. He tried a little intimidation. He did everything but bump him out of the way. And the thing that won that race was Michael Lewis did not make a mistake. He did not make one single mistake after that last yellow flag, and that won him the race.
Well, Lewis finished 4th in last year's race here, and he moves up to the top spot this year. We'll be back to talk with him in just a moment. Lewis wins the Grand Prix.